Welcome to Quilting with Mary Beth and Donna. Today the girls talk while on retreat, and then we talk to Tabatha Smith of tabathasmith.com, the host of the Quilted Summitt that is coming up in September, a free 2-day event online. Well, hello, Mary Beth.
Good morning, Donna.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I am doing absolutely fabulous for
What time is it?
10:22 in the morning.
Right.
We are joining you today, or you are joining us, actually. We are on a quilt retreat. We're in Kinderhook, Illinois, on a quilt retreat, and we have two guests with us, our Colorado cohorts, Paula Ball and Sheila.
Morning.
Good morning.
The notorious Sheila. She hasn't listened to the last podcast, so she knows nothing.
But she has joined us before, so.
Yes, without a video, so she wasn't really there.
But I was.
So we are 4 days into a 7-day retreat.
Yes.
And we are not doing well. I am about to fall apart. My body hurts all over.
Everywhere.
And yesterday it was no fun because I was grumpy and my back hurt, but today is a little better. So hopefully I can rally. How are y'all feeling?
Falling apart.
You are falling apart too?
Yes, I'm shocked at how much my back is bothering me. And it's just knots in my shoulders.
There's got to be a way to
Fix that?
or moderate it somehow, right?
Yeah, you just need,
Maybe
you
not
just need
so
to get
12
older because
hours.
I feel great.
If we
Are
don't.
you serious?
I'm serious.
You don't hurt at
No
all?
way.
Liar.
No,
Well,
no, wait a minute.
Okay.
I had yesterday, last night.
Maybe we shouldn't sew 12 hours a day
So-
or something.
No, I do feel good.
I'm so glad.
My back doesn't hurt. My shoulders don't hurt. I don't have a headache. So guys, just get older.
I'm getting older and I'm not old enough, I guess.
You're not old enough.
Because
I
I hurt
can't,
from the top of my head down.
I crawled upstairs last night to get my purse. And I looked like I was 900 years old. And and everybody else was just sewing. And I'm like, I hate you all.
No, and laughing. I mean, they're sewing and laughing and singing.
That's true.
Like, what is wrong with those people?
I think Kathy is the group leader of this retreat. I think Kathy is just like, I don't know, she might be bionic because she sews, and she doesn't sew just like little things. She sews huge quilts with lots of pieces.
But let's start at the beginning of her day. What does she do?
She walks.
Yes.
So is that we should get up and walk?
Yes, we need to be moving.
My problem
Get our
is
body back in shape.
Well, usually I walk, but if that tends to hurt my back more as the day goes on. I only have so many steps I can take in a day.
I guess I do too. Mine's 2,000. My Fitbit says you're overworking yourself. You should slow down. I have 2,000 steps.
2,000 steps. Mine says get up and move.
Well, mine used to, but now it's like, yeah, maybe we should just tell her to slow down. She's going to anyway.
Now that we're friends, Mary Beth, take a chill pill. But yeah, walking. Well, and I was thinking that at home, my sewing machine is, steps away from my ironing board, which is steps away from my cutting board. And now I'm kind of like, move to the left, move to the right.
Yeah.
And then you stand up like 3 hours later. That's
And you try to take a step and your whole body just goes,
well, just the act of standing up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I definitely, I have that set up with my mat, my ironing mat, my iron, and my cutting board, and I have not moved nearly as much as I normally do.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Because when I'm at home, same thing. I have to get up from the machine to walk to the cutting board or walk to the ironing board. So it makes me move. We're here. we do. We have our iron next to us, our cutting board next to us, and our machine in front of us, and we really could not
Yeah.
literally have to move all day.
Yeah.
It's-
You do
Wow.
look up and go, oh my, I haven't stood up for 2 hours.
Or haven't looked up. You know,
Right.
just your neck when you look up. It's
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah, I think you were funny yesterday. You were like, "There's got to be a problem," and you were all hunched over your
I know. I was like crawling under my heart thing in my machine. And I thought, no wonder my back and neck hurt. Look at me.
And I would also say, I generally take, like, when it gets to be 7:00 or so, I stop, and we haven't stopped at all.
Yeah.
No,
And so I'm late.
Yeah.
late.
Well, I haven't. Well, I sewed one night. I sewed a little late, but that's because I took a nap like at 6:00.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
So, excuse me. So, okay, let's talk about what we're working on. Mary Beth, what have you?
What have I accomplished?
Are you
I
just calling us out, Donna? What is this about?
Well, because we know that she's accomplished a lot. Donna.
her. Oh yeah, she always does.
Go ahead, tell us what you.
I just I finished that I always call them hairy cows, the Highland cow quilt. That's all I finished. It's a baby quilt.
Oh, it's precious.
It's so cute. Isn't
It
it?
is cute, even if
And-
the eyeballs
and-
look like feet.
And it really, and you said it's an art nest. It looks like
No,
a.
not art nest. Art.
It looks like a.
Amy
Dead
Hartman.
air. Amy Hartman.
No,
No.
no,
Yeah.
that's her name.
It's
It's
not
not
Amy
Amy Hartman. We've been in this. Did she not
Sheila.
mute that?
Um,
Elizabeth Hartman.
Elizabeth.
Yes, there we are.
Okay, so it looks like an Elizabeth Hartman pattern. You know, the ones with the little animals, but it is actually an
Art,
Art Nest, or
Art East, I
Art
think.
East, which is an online type group. I know
Excellent.
they have a big online presence, so it's one of theirs, and it really came out rather quickly.
Yeah, it went
was-
together
was a-
quick.
It was a
At
cow
first,
that
I
was
thought,
very
oh
pretty.
boy, but after I got past the face, it was good.
And then you've been working on the summer picnic.
Yep, cut that wrong and need to go buy more fabric
Well,
again.
I think I've cut everything out of mine, so I might have fabric for you.
Yeah, that, and then I'm working on a panel. I love panels because they're so straight and square and all that. So I'm working on that, and I don't want to make the lady at Stitching Clip gave me a pattern to go buy that, they're free patterns in the store, whatever, I think. Anyway, she gave me that, and I don't want to make a queen size quilt out of it, so I'm just trying to wing it, and
But that's going okay. It's got little
it's got little tweaks. Yeah,
trees in it.
pine trees. Yeah,
It's a lodge quilt. Did
Yeah.
you say that? It's a lodge quilt that she's making for Rod's fishing lodge
in Canada.
in Canada.
Mhm.
He likes them so much. Mary Beth has them.
He's been there one time and he liked them so much. He said they were just the kindest people. Could we make them a quilt?
Could
I
you
like
make
the
them a
we.
quilt?
Mhm.
Yeah, the we.
My
Yeah.
father would say, "Is that you and the mouse in your pocket?"
Right. So I'm making a quilt.
Okay, so that's you've got 3. You've finished one project. You've worked on 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
Paula, overachiever. Tell us what you have done.
Well, I finished one quilt
Or
from beginning.
visualize it for us. Remember it. Remember us it.
Remember us it.
Is that the blue one?
It's the blue one. It's made with silver and blue, and
the
it-
silver,
So
the
layer
silvery
cake.
blue, poinsettias. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Is it the same fabric as the quilt that I quilted for you a few weeks?
No,
Oh, it's
it's different.
So it's that layer cake that when we were all together last time, she was like, "This is pretty," and we were like, "Then buy it."
yeah. And we had to
The
we had to,
enablers,
like knock her down and
take it to the
Take it
counter
back.
for her.
Drag me to the counter, maybe
Dig
pay
in her
for it.
purse for a credit card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's buying this.
and she's complained about it ever since.
It
And
made,
yet
but it made a
is-
beautiful
It's
quilt.
gorgeous.
It made it beautiful.
Yeah.
So I got that all done, and it's called Night Sky. So it's really pretty. It's super easy pattern.
Well, it's all half square triangles.
I know, but I love half square triangles.
Well, so you have to classify that. It's half square triangles. People either love them or hate them.
Can I just say half square triangles I like so much better than that silly flipping
Flip and
sew and
stitch.
flip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's
They're much more.
that summer picnic is as a stitch, stitch the diagonal
Yeah.
and flip it
Mhm.
and cut it. It's like
I have so much trouble with that. They just don't seem to
They're
end
not
up being the right
The
size.
cow was that too.
yeah, and the one I'm working at all the borders on that one is like that too. And I think the tulip pink one has that too.
Well, the one I'm working on is all stitch and flip. I'm like adjusting as I go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wish I knew how you could do those perfect, but especially when you want to keep your points. The points on my summer picnic are just non-existent. So
Yeah, those are really hard. And a lot of times if I have stitch and flip, I'll turn them into a half square triangle
yeah,
so that they do come out.
yeah. Well,
So, but I love half square triangles. A lot of my quilts are half square triangles. The other one I'm working on, speaking of half square triangles, is my military outreach quilt, and one block, not the whole quilt, one block has 64 half square triangles in it.
That has to go to somebody very special to you
Right.
because that is
how many blocks are going to be in the final?
There's only 20.
only 20 times 62. Oh my God.
I've told you this.
64.
I've told you the story about making the quilt for one of the magazines, and I think this was maybe the first time they asked me to actually piece a quilt, and quilt it. And I'm like, oh, I'm so special to myself. Oh, I'm so special. It had like 880 half square triangles.
And you were like,
Sucker.
there's a reason they asked me to do this.
Well, this one has 2,564 half square triangles in it.
Yeah.
The whole
Oh,
quilt.
and I decided that I was going to make them bigger and trim them down. That was not a good idea. So you, how many blocks have you gotten done?
I've got I'm working on block 11.
You're getting there.
I'm getting
You'll
there.
get it finished. By
yeah.
today or
I might put it away for a while because it takes 2 hours to do one block. So it takes me a while to do it.
and if somebody were to really look at it and find which blocks are turned wrong.
I'm hoping, because I really don't want to tear any of those little tiny blocks out, that I got them all in right. But we'll see when I'm done.
Yeah.
I triple check myself, but that doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing I got done is I brought a wall hanging that I had done, and I put a border around that.
It was an embroidered.
Mm-hmm.
It's an embroidered
Hand-
stocking.
Hand embroidered
embroidered.
Christmas stocking, yeah.
That's a cute one.
So I finished that one. I
I
think
get to
that's
quilt
it.
that one, right?
If you want.
I'll do that. Little.
Twist your arm.
she didn't offer to do the military quilts. Did you notice that?
I mean,
'Cause
I'll
it's
just no. I just love doing those
are cute.
embroidery.
Yeah,
quilts.
you can do it.
So
You can
pretty when they're quilted,
You can take it home with you.
and people a lot. I don't know. I don't
The
know
the
how
one
people
you
can-
did, my Santa Claus with the Christmas
presents
packet.
on
Oh
it.
my
That
gosh,
one's
that is
just
so
added to that,
cute.
but Don't
That is so
mention the
cute.
Christmas tree I did for you last year. That was so pretty.
That was
was
gorgeous
gorgeous.
too.
And she won like first place in the quilt
I
show.
did. We won first. I did. I let you know we won first place in that one.
I love those. So if anybody wants to send me your hand embroidered quilts, I will quilt them for you.
Yeah, and she does an amazing job. But no, you can take. When we go out shopping today, I'll get it back for it,
Cool. Yeah.
and you can just take it
I
home
mean,
with you.
I'm committing myself with probably 16 inches square, 20 inches square. I'll quilt it for you.
Okay.
Okay, so you have 2 finished projects and one.
And I'm working on it, and then I only have one more kit that I brought with me to do, but I do have to put borders on another quilt that you're taking home with you.
Oh, that one. Okay, the one that the bright colored one.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Well, I think you're winning the race, so good for you. Give her some more cheese.
Woohoo.
Give her some more.
No. You guys are
Give her a
mean.
crock pot full of cheese.
Hey, they fixed me breakfast with no cheese. That was really nice of them.
Okay, so Sheila, what have you been working on?
Well, I can't talk about the first one because it's a Christmas present. Oh wait, Kenny will never listen to this podcast. So during our local shop hop, I came across a quilt that it's a dragon panel with dragon fabric, and it's perfect for my oldest son. He loves Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings, and
That cool has some pretty
So-
colors.
it's and it's got beautiful colors in it.
And where did you
But
find it?
It was like at Maggie's in Longmont, which is not their normal genre. Like I was really it's beautiful, and they are carrying that whole line. But I walked in, I did just like literally walked out the door and said to my husband, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not planning to buy anything today." Favorite last words, right?
I know.
And he just looked at me with his like, uh-huh. And so I came home with it's a panel. I thought, oh, it's a panel quilt. It's going to be easy, but it's a panel quilt that had like 9 different 1-inch, 2-inch borders on it. So by the time it was done, it's 87 by 109 or something like that.
Wowzy.
It's enormous. So that one is done. And then I'm working on another kit that I bought that's flowers. And it's like
Oh, that's
flying
cute.
geese points. And so that should get done today.
And that one you purchased at Hunter's.
That one I purchased at
No,
Hunter's.
you didn't. You saw it at
No,
Hunter's.
I saw it at Hunter's. That's the one where I
Ah.
saw it at Hunter's. Donna and I were going to another
It's like
quilt retreat.
a year and I don't know.
It's 2
A couple
years
of years ago,
Yeah.
we went to Huster's on the way to a retreat,
Mhm.
and we stopped in, and she had left her credit card the night before, and for some reason, I didn't have a credit card on me. And we saw this quilt, we both loved it, and it was like, oh, we really want it, we really want it.
Stopped us in our tracks.
Yeah.
Like we were like, oh my God. We were like, how can we get this purchased? No, we're like, never mind. We'll just
And then it knocked on her door.
So then it came up on Connecting Threads on sale. And so I texted Donna. I was like, it's on sale. I mean, how can you not? And she was like, I know. So I did.
Did you buy it too, Donna?
No, because I had bought a kit
Yeah.
from City's Edge that is like kind of similar. It's tulips, kind of rows of tulips. So I had bought that last time I was down there. So I've got another quilt that is similar to that. So, you don't want to have the exact same kit.
You don't?
It
No,
helps
because
when
then
it makes mistakes.
And
though.
then it becomes a competition when you have the same.
No, so we were going to work on this book together. And yeah, well, the competition started because these ladies were like, I've got 14 kits for the retreat this weekend. What have you done? And I'm like, nothing. And so we get to the retreat, and I pull out my stuff, and I start, and this is one of those book kits where they're really basically selling you a bunch of fabric, because there's like 42 different fabrics, and there's like a lot of each fabric in the kit.
Uh-huh.
And it took I probably spent an hour at least just pulling out the right fabric.
Yeah,
for
it
the
took
part
a
that
while
I'm
for
doing.
that.
So I come, and I knew that you'd already cut the quilt out, cut the kit.
The whole kit, yeah.
And so I come in and I'm working on it, and I'm pulling out my fabrics and I'm cutting them and blah, 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 blah. And she pulls out a finished block.
Why do I had to get ahead of you? I had Sheila sending me messages saying, I can't believe you're working on the same quilt as Donna at the retreat. And then I went, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that, because I know how competitive Donna is. So
I'm the competitive one.
So I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta get busy.
And then I said, wouldn't it be funny if you pulled out like a row and you were like just completely done and you're like, look how far I got.
And then I said, oh my gosh, yes, that's what I need to do. But I only got one finished, actually. But then I remembered all the sorting you have to do to get the right sizes and the right
So she got a little cocky. And she pulled out her block that's finished, and I'm like, okay, game on. And I literally finished. I cut, sewed, and finished 3 blocks like a second behind her.
Yeah, that's how fast she is. And I'm over there. And she goes, you know, you can do it faster if you just did all three of the blocks at the same time. I'm like, no, I can't. My brain doesn't work that way. I have to do each part as they come, do it like I'm supposed to, and put it together. That's just how I work. And it's slower, but that's who I am.
I can do 3 blocks. And I always, like, I do the first 3 blocks, and then the next day. And so this quilt is big. I don't know how big it is, but it's got a lot of pieces.
But all the blocks are exactly the same. They're just different colors.
Right. Blocks are the same,
Yeah.
different
Oh, I
fabrics.
didn't realize that.
I did the different blocks. And so I realized day one that there's not, you can't work on this one straight through because you would probably go crazy.
Yeah,
and so I said, well, let's just do 3 blocks a day, and then the 4th day we can work on whatever. So it'll be done by the end of the retreat, but we won't be crazy.
Well,
maybe. And so that's what we've done. And so I just finished and then yesterday I didn't get 3 blocks done, but I finished in this morning.
yeah.
So.
And I used the wrong fabric to make my center, and then I went, shoot. So now I need 2 fabrics because I used the wrong fabric, or I used the right fabric and the wrong fabric together. So now I need 2 fabrics to.
Okay. Well, like I said, finished. I finished cutting mine out, so you can see what I have. Because there's probably enough fabric in there to do it. I mean, I know there's enough fabric in there to do it.
Oh, but she's just going to make the trip to City's Edge. Then, buy a little more. And then something else.
So she
I know. And so what I'll need is a 6-inch square, and I'll get to City's Edge. And
hey, Amy, just go ahead and put that aside.
No, Amy will say, I only have 1.5 yards of this, and I'll give it to you for 40%. Like, okay, and all I need 6-inch square.
Amy's
Good old Amy, I know it. Well, she's probably got a whole bolt of it somewhere else. She's just selling it to me.
Last time we were in there, she's like, we got the backing. You want the backing now? And we're like, oh, yes, we want the backing now.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that. And then I started a quilt at the last quilt retreat that was a sunflower. It's the Lori Johnner sunflower quilt. And I started that at the last retreat, and so I pulled it out, and I didn't realize, I knew I'd cut it out, but I didn't realize I'd started piecing it. And, a day and a half later, I finally got it all pieced. So I need to put borders on that one. And then
it's so pretty.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
And I need to, and then I have that, I can't even tell you what the name of the pattern is, but it's the Tulip Peak, I don't know what the name of it. It's a fabric that has all the first neon pass of fabrics that she did with the animals on, like with the lion and the hippo.
And the block looks stripy.
Yeah, there's stripes in it, and the stripes kind of radiate out from the center of the block, and then there's like all the colors. So it's 75 by 75, but it's got a lot of pieces in it. I mean, it took me 4 hours to just cut the thing out, I think, at least.
Yeah.
Then I cut my fabric wrong.
Stress.
We have a theme going here.
I mean, you always cut something wrong when you're cutting out.
Yeah.
It never fails.
Well, yesterday I was working on the leaves for this flower, and a bunch of those not a bunch. One of the greens is directional, and the amount of times that I sewed it wrong, the amount of times that I checked it and said, this is right, then cut it, because they were half square triangles and then sewn it wrong. I was like, oh, for goodness sakes. That's fine. Right?
Yeah. So I cut it, and I probably would have. It's like the two background fabrics. There's like a darker background fabric, and then there's a lighter background fabric. And I picked up the wrong stack when I went to cut, and I thought, oh well, you could just
Flip flop them.
flip flop them. But I did that on the last Tula pink fabric that I had, and it didn't turn out I didn't like it. It was very, very busy, and it was like a nightmare. And I think the person that bought it at auction did not want quilt kills.
I like that. I remember you said you hated that, and I really liked it.
And it was just it was really, really busy.
It was busy.
So anyway, those are the 3 quilts that I am working on, and I hope, and I've got 2 more little projects in my bag. And so I hope I can get at least 1 quilt done this week, but I understand that I'm working for a larger goal, not just completed quilts.
Baby quilts. That's good.
I wish in hindsight that I wouldn't have been in competition with you and that I had started Twirl by Amanda Murphy first.
Oh,
Because I really want to do that. Yes, and I'm so tired now. I just feel like I'll boo-boo if I try to do
that one's
something.
paper
But
piece.
here's
Is
the
that-
good news.
is that one
You have
paper piece?
October
Yes.
and November to work on those retreats in October.
I know. I think maybe what I'll do, though, is work on them at home where it's quiet and I don't have to sing along to music. And
Well, to be clear, you don't have to sing along here. You just do. And then everyone
I
sings
can't
me.
I can't help myself. Yeah. And it's just quiet, and I kind of think I need quiet when I do paper piecing.
Yeah. Is that one cut out?
Oh yeah, everything's cut out.
Cut out and ready to go.
Of course.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know which one you were talking. You kept saying the windmill, and I'm like, I had no idea what you were talking about until yesterday when you were
Twirl. Yeah.
twirl when
That's
you
what
were
it's called.
when you were blaming me for buying it.
Oh yeah. Well, it was your fault.
Well, obviously you enabled her.
I mean, all
Yeah,
I
drove
said
her to that
was,
quilt store.
oh my gosh, there it is. I've had this pattern for a long time, and I've never seen it done. And it was in this quilt store hanging on the wall. And then her and Jolene says, the kit's right here. And I went, it is? So I turned to the kit, and then they were like,
Then we ran.
oh. Then they said, oh, you need this. And I was like, gosh, I do, but I didn't want to spend that much money on a kit. And then
She
they had,
bargained them down from buying the pattern again.
yeah,
which is-
$20 off. So,
Well,
but they had 2 different colorways, and so they were like, oh, Mary Beth, you need this one. This one's you.
They're
I don't
really
remember
good at that.
That is
making this
that.
up.
No, I am not making this up.
No, I don't think you're making because
you weren't making it up, and the reality is you needed it. So just
Oh, I
thanks,
just
Donna,
love it.
for having me help.
I do love it.
So let me just tell you, the very first year that I came to Kinderhook with these guys, we went into Hickory Stick, and there was a kit. It was a laundry basket quilt kit. And
Oh, you're kicking
it
yourself for
was-
not buying that.
I know.
Still, this is 5 years on.
I know. That's what happens.
For not buying that.
Yes,
And I am mad at Donna for not singing. You just need to have
You
it.
know what?
Donna and Sandy were both right there. And you know what I ended up buying? I ended up buying the Kitty Corn quilt. And it's pretty, but I should have bought that laundry basket.
We went to a store up in Nebraska, that Country Cupboard or whatever it's called, and oh my gosh, yeah, Country Sample, and they have it's such a good
We need to
store.
make a trip up there. just
We
for that.
do, and there was a Corey Yoder quilt, and it was like a basket, and I love basket quilts, and I looked at it, I picked it up, I carried it around, I put it back, the kit, and I didn't get it.
You're kicking yourself.
No, we got out to the car, and I
You have
asked
that quilt
Donna,
too.
I
The
asked,
bicycle.
no, it's the basket.
It was the bicycle basket. Oh,
No.
oh yeah, it was the one. Oh yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
quilt.
and then so when we got out to the car, I said, or we got home or back to the house or whatever, I said, "What'd you guys buy?" And she pulls out the kit that I had carried around and put down and carried around and put down, and I was like, "What?" So then I found it online and I bought it, and have it all cut out, but I haven't put it together yet.
Mine's been made for several years.
She even loaned it to me when we were selling the house to put over one of the beds. I'm like, I don't know if this one's going to come back home to you or not.
You know,
it may
you know which one I'm talking
it may come in
about.
pieces.
Love it. It's cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say that you got to buy it when you see
Yeah, I
it.
think that's
Yeah.
true.
Well, I have to say that I have never bought kits before till I started hanging out with you guys.
I know. I never did either.
I'm just saying, and now I have quite a few, but I've
But I
got
think when we first started really selling, there weren't really kits.
Well,
They
that's
didn't
true.
Really kit stuff. Like they had fabric and they had patterns. And
There's
they were
been
like, look at
kits
this.
for-
yeah, there's
right?
been kits for a
Well,
long
I guess
time.
I was blind to them until you. So thanks.
Yeah, I think that's my problem too. Is her.
Well, we went somewhere. A few weeks ago to a quilt store, and I don't know when it would have been or what it would have been, but I said if there had been a kit in there, I would have bought it because I was wanting to buy something. You know, sometimes you just want to buy something. Retail therapy, quilt
Yeah.
therapy,
Mhm.
and
Real thing.
a lot of these stores just miss out because there's a cute pattern in there. If you just had a kit underneath it, I'd be happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Yeah, because it takes a while for us to sit there and think about what fabrics we need and how much we need and all. I mean, you know, to go through the pattern.
right.
If they already have it kitted, it's just so
Yeah.
much easier.
And if you find a pattern that you like, the chances of you saying, "Oh, I'm going to pick out the fabric for that right now," is probably,
And then-
slim.
yeah.
And so I like kits. And as a long armor, I've said this often, is that I don't have a problem with kit. People will say, "Oh, well, I don't want a kit because everybody else has the same
That's
kit."
what I always thought.
And I rarely see
Yeah.
more than one quilt.
Back in the day, though, do you remember when Thimbleberries was around?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Seemed like, and they weren't necessarily the same quilt, but it was all Thimbleberry fabric.
all looked
and
the
it
same.
They all look the
just
same,
all
yeah.
looked the
Looked the same.
same. Yeah.
so the one thing that I really like about kits is that you know what it's going to look like when you're done. Like you just didn't invest a couple $100 in fabric and then you put it in your quilt and you're like, I just spent like how long doing this and I hate it. You know, where when you get a kit, you know what it's gonna like, and whilst I love the creative process, picking out fabric, and that's I'm trying. This year is like I'm working one quilt from my stash, and then maybe a kit or something new that I bought. But it's just nice because you know this is going to come out exactly how I wanted it to come out. It's going to be like beautiful instead of I just put how much money and how much time into something and you're like, yeah, I hate it. I do. That's the king size quilt that I made at Kinderhook 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. I hate
It just didn't turn out like
it. It didn't turn out how I thought it was going to turn out. And I mean, and when I did the math on how much I ended up spending on that quilt between the fabric and the backing and, you know, and the quilting, which was the cheapest part of the whole thing. And then I got it home and I was like, gosh, I just don't like this quilt. Now, it still lives in my bedroom and we use it because I'm like, I cannot not use it.
it's like the fabric, the kit that you bought from Greece.
Oh, I love that quilt now. That's like, yeah, that was
Yeah.
hilarious because I did not realize for 1 minute that when I saw that picture, I was like, oh, I love this pattern and I have to have it. And then I bought the pattern and then I looked at it and I was like, I don't even know how to get all these fabrics. And then I saw it online on Etsy. And so I just ordered it and it was like shipping from Greece. And I was like, all righty then.
Oh, been there, done that. Etsy is so
I
bad.
know.
Yeah.
But that's maybe one of my favorite quilts. And it'll, you know, every time it's lives in the land yacht in our fifth wheel. And every time I walk in, I'm like, I love this quilt.
Well, we completely forgot what I was just going to say.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Have friends that enable you. Is that the point of
Or
this?
maybe
what I
something
was
you-
gonna what I was gonna say is, I have a well, you've heard it from me before. I have a tendency to emotionally buy. And my
No.
emotional go-to is a block of fat quarters
Mhm.
or and I do the block of fat quarters because I know I can make a quilt out of it no matter what. Whereas with a layer cake, you don't know if you need 2 layer cakes or a layer cake and a jelly roll and blah blah blah. So I buy buy the whole darn line. And usually I buy I try to pick up um like a book or a pattern that is a fat quarter friendly pattern. Then you just have to make it. But then you have to make it. And so to me, a kit is easier because it's all just right there, even instead of having to just take the fat quarter bundle and and make it happen. So that's but then again, you never have to take a fat quarter bundle apart. It can just sit on your
Just
cabinet.
and it just makes you happy. Sometimes you just need fabric that like you look at it and it makes you happy.
I have I don't know if I bought it for myself or somebody else bought it for me years ago, like 20 years ago from the International Quilt Festival. It's just a block of 2-inch squares in a little plastic box. It's old. It's like an antique now.
Is it vintage or antique?
Yeah, right.
I'd say vintage. On its way to vintage.
So I've said this to multiple people. We need to find somebody who is a good programmer who can create a program where you buy, like you say, I have fallen in love with this fabric line. I've fallen in love with this fat quarter block bundle or whatever it is, layer cake. And you say, this is the layer cake or the fat quarter and this like by who, right? And you plug that in and you say, give me patterns. And I want to see it visualized, like where the fabric would be.
Let's
Oh,
do
that
that,
would be
and we'll
awesome.
let's do that, and we'll call it EQ8.
No,
I'm just
Somebody
kidding.
has to do it though.
somebody.
Yeah, somebody has to actually do it.
I do have the program.
But so EQ8, you can say I bought, Lori Holt's new staff, put it. But
Well,
I wanted to suggest the pattern, right? So now you partner with the pattern makers, you partner with the fabric people, right? And now or you say, hey, I have this pattern. What would you suggest for fabric? I want, I don't know, pastels, right? What do you suggest? And it spits back out at you. Here's a fabulous fat quarter bundle that you could buy. And then you marry the two together and then like a in a kit, you know what it's going to look like. So now you have an idea of what it's going to look like. And you also have an idea of what pattern.
well, I have to say, a few weeks ago, Ed went to some class in New York City about AI, and I think AI is going to be able to do that for us here rather quickly.
That would be
Would be
very
cool.
other than,
So you need to jump on that right now.
well,
We'll
But-
put
Get
busy with
don't you
that,
have a
Sheila.
techie son. What is it? Your son techie?
at one point
You should say, listen, you need to start.
I tried. I've given him so many ideas. Somebody, maybe you should suggest it. If you suggest it, maybe it would be a good idea.
Yeah. We
We
had
don't have that one kid, right?
We
It's
do.
like, oh, mom set it up.
we had yep. We had a great idea when we were sitting out on your front porch a few weeks ago about it was some kind of a program where we resell your stuff you're never going to make.
Yes.
Wasn't that what it was? Was it
Yeah.
reselling kits and
Yes.
fabric and stuff
Yeah.
for other people?
Yeah.
Good idea.
like a big site where you're like, you look at it and you go, I loved it. And now it's, I went from my, say, cave phase and now I'm in I'm into primitives or whatever, or vice versa. And you're like, I'll never make this. So you list it and somebody goes, hey, I really love cape and I'm looking for, something, and you put it in and there you go. Oh, wait, isn't that eBay?
I was going to say, there's a fabric D-stash out on
Is there?
Facebook. Yes.
Don't know these things. We got to share these.
There was something
Yeah.
else to it that was really cool. I
So-
don't know what it was.
So if anybody knows of a program, send it our way. Like that would be huge for me because I love to buy like those fat quarter bundles. I look at them and I'm like, this is so pretty. And then I put it in a quilt and I'm like, it's not nearly as pretty in a quilt because I probably could have done something different. But if I knew what it was going to look like, sort of like a kit.
Right.
Right, it's
Sorta.
a kit.
It is
Sort
a
of like
kit.
kit. That's
So I
Ah.
think it's there's so many, so many needs out there.
the ideas that we have.
I know.
Wow.
We're full
Too
of
bad
it.
we're like, all older and tired.
Well, at this point, if you didn't talk to us on Monday, Thursday last week, we would have been all into this saying, yeah, let's do it.
Actually, I'm going to feel like we need to go to the quilt store.
I
yeah, well,
know.
I'm ready for
I
that.
100%
100% on the
I am
Jenny.
ready to get up
Because
and
I want to
around.
see what kit you guys pick out for me this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because, every year I haven't done the one from the last one that we got from Hunters. Remember they didn't have the fabric? We ended up getting the pad and you guys helped me pick out all that.
yeah.
I haven't done that one yet. It's on my list to do. But yeah, you guys pick out good stuff for me. I mean,
Well, we're professional.
you're professional.
We're professional enablers.
It works. It works. Sometimes your colors are a little like, I don't think so.
Really.
Well, because your palettes are.
Never say that we would say that about you.
Yeah, you would. No, I'm just saying it's fun because our palettes are so different.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
and so it's fun to see. And that's why I said it's fun to see what you guys pick out for me because sometimes I go, no.
I always find it interesting when people say, well, that doesn't look like you. And I'm like, I like everything. It's just what day of the week it is.
And I do. And I love fabric. I love to feel it. I love to, I work with it. I love designing my own quilts, which is really cool. So
You should be a pattern
no,
because you would actually do a good job.
you would if you'd have to be able to read pictures
Yes.
because
That's all we do
That's all
anyway.
we do anyway. Give me
We
a
don't
picture.
read real words.
Because-
How did I mess that up? The picture looks just like it.
well because when I write my patterns, it's like you get the size of the quilt, the size of the blocks, the size of the half square triangles if there are any or whatever size. You get the sizes and then you'll get my colors, which you can of course change. And that's about it. The rest is like, okay, and I want a picture of the quilt. And if it's a kind of a wonky block, you get a picture of the block. I had somebody ask me on one of my quilts I made, she goes, oh my gosh, do you have that pattern? I said, yeah, can you read pictures? And she just looked at me and that was as far as it went.
Let's be honest. At least for me, I like the pictures. If I have to read the words, like really read the words,
Yeah.
I have to like seclude myself, sit down and be like, you have to read the words.
I know, because I miss things. I miss the pattern I did the other day. I sat down and I read it, sort of.
I know.
Looked at the pictures.
They always say, before you do anything, read the whole
Read the whole thing.
pattern.
I get about that far, and then I go to the
Right.
pictures. So when I went to put stuff together the other day, it was like, I ended up missing a whole section. And it's evidently words, but I never found the
Isn't that
words
funny?
to tell me what I needed. So anyways, but yeah, I'm willing to share any pattern, but you've got to be able to read pictures.
When I took that cow pattern out, I said, I probably should read this because it did have words. And so I started reading it, and I think I made it through 1 or 2 sentences, and I went, nah, I don't need to read this.
I know, right?
That's fun. Okay, well, I'm going to cut us off for
Okay.
now, just because we're having a lot of fun, and we could do this again tomorrow for our next podcast.
Oh.
I just want to say that Mary Beth and I interviewed Tabatha Smith on Friday, and we will bring her up to you next. We will see you next time. Okay, so we're glad to have Tabatha Smith joining us today. Mary Beth and I are in Kinderhook. We talked about it last week at a retreat, and she is gracious enough to join us online to talk about some stuff that she has going on. So, Tabitha, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started quilting around about 2000, the year 2000.
Okay.
I was never meant to be a quilter or a sewer. When I was a teenager, my mother said I was unteachable and I would never learn to sew.
Oh, no.
She couldn't teach me. She was trying to teach me clothing. It didn't work out.
Oh,
To
I
this
understand
day,
that. I
not
failed at
sew.
clothing too.
Yeah. But around the year 2000, my best friend decided she wanted to learn to quilt, and so she talked me into going to a quilt shop, one of those block of the month sampler type quilts, right?
Mhm.
So my first quilt was entirely by hand. I traced around Marty Mitchell templates. I cut them out with scissors. I sewed them by hand because I didn't own a sewing machine because I was never gonna sew,
All
ever.
right.
But I fell in love with it after that. I did that first quilt and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is such a wonderful creative outlet for me because I don't paint, I don't draw, I can't build anything with Legos." Um, so quilting really gave me that ability to find somewhere that was creatively, um, in depth, right? Like something I could really sink my teeth into, and there's so much in the quilting world, so many techniques and all of that, you don't get bored.
Mhm. Okay.
Um so then it went from, just quilting for fun, to just kind of being a little obsessed about it. The stash kept getting bigger. I kept meeting lots more people. I went on my first quilt retreat, and then I started dreaming of owning a retreat center, and I built that. And then my daughter and I were driving across the country. We drove from Florida to Utah last year to attend Elizabeth Chappell's uh, quiltpreneur in Utah.
Okay.
And yeah, we drove from Florida to Utah, picked up a family member or 2 on the way. We had a great time. And in that drive, we came up with a Quilted Summitt.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about that.
So it is a virtual online 2-day event. We have roughly 25 to 28 speakers, including Amy Smart, from Diary of a Quilter. We had last time we had Vanessa Christensen. She designs for Moda. We just Julius Rempe Knight from Julius Handmade. We have a lot of speakers. They're really great, very varied, and we have great sponsors. We get prizes from Oliso and Yazzie Bags and all of that, and it's really great because it's free. People can sit and watch it for those 2 days. It doesn't cost them anything. They can watch the programs they're interested in and not watch the others, just whatever their time schedule is. It's It's just inspiring, and we had our very first one in February, and we had over 12,000 people registered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We expect more than 15,000 people in September, which it'll be September 16th and 17th, and people could go to quiltedsummit.com and put in their email to get notifications. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram.
Cool. And is this are the demonstrations and the classes live, or are they recorded and then you have the opportunity to watch them?
They are recorded.
Okay.
We do have a live sit and sew both nights, and I'll usually have a co-host with me. I know that one of my co-hosts this fall is gonna be Amber Hebert is how she pronounces it. She's from Louisiana,
Yeah.
and she's from the Cheeky Quilters. Well, I have another person who has the same last name, but it is not pronounced that way because she's not from Louisiana. Um, and she's gonna be one of my co-hosts for the sit and sew, so there'll be a live sit and sew component as well as pre-recorded talks because when you got 25 to 28 people trying to schedule everybody to be live, it would be very difficult.
Exactly.
Power goes
Exactly.
out, and they don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We understand that. That's very exciting. And you said the first one was in February, and the second one is September 16th and 17th. And you said quiltedsummit.com and where they can sign up. What is your favorite part about doing the Quilted Summit?
For me, probably the live sit and sews. I'm very much a people person, and so I like sitting there and chatting with people and hearing their stories, seeing their creations, whatever they're doing. We just did a week-long or 5-day-long scrap challenge last week, and it was really cool. We had a live thing every night, and people were showing me their progress and what they were doing with their scraps, and it was fun. I'm just very much a people person.
That's fun. And so, the uh, the scrap project that you did was on your the other thing you do, which is, um, tell us what that is.
So I have an online community called Quilt Queens. We ran a scrap challenge, and you didn't have to be a member of the community to participate in the challenge. It was, live for everybody that wanted to watch it. But yeah, we do this great community. We do sit and sews every week. We have courses, we have resources, we do prizes and challenges every month. So, like this month was a pre cut challenge. I challenged my members to use one of the pre cuts that I know they got in their stash because we all have them, right? Whether it's
Mhm.
a silly roll, a charm pack, a layer cake, we've all got something that is pre cut and just waiting for a project. So, this month's challenge was a pre cut challenge. Dig one out, use it. Next month is going to be our UFO challenge. We do a lot of those to encourage them to dig the UFO out, make some progress on it, so it'll eventually not be a UFO.
How many people, participated in this?
In the scrap quilt challenge,
Uh-huh, yeah.
I don't know the exact numbers, but I know the first night that we were live, we had almost 200 people logged
Oh,
on.
that's excellent, that's excellent. We our guild during, COVID would have, um on the weekends, on Saturdays or Sundays, we would always have something, and that was really nice for a lot of people who just can't get out or don't have the time to go someplace or in a rural region where you don't really have an
Right.
opportunity to meet. So, do you how do you get the information out to people?
For this
Well, like
everything,
yeah,
um,
the
we
opportunities.
We have a very good, social media presence. We post a lot on social media. It's pretty much every day, if not more than once a day on Facebook and Instagram. We do have our website, um, so we do a lot of that, and we have an email marketing, like, we send out emails about things like the scrap quilt challenge and
Okay,
that kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun.
that is fun.
And a lot of my members in Quilt Queens are in rural areas, or they are no longer physically able to get out, to sew with other people, right? It's just
Right,
too much
right.
work to load up your sewing machine and all of your stuff to go hang out with somebody for just a few hours.
Oh, that's excellent. That is a great opportunity for people. Um, how and you said you had your first, Quilted Summit in February. Has the, Quilt Queens, been a product of that, or was that there before?
Quilt Queens started August of last year, so Quilt Queens had started before.
Okay.
And then we were brainstorming. When you drive 3 days across the country, you got lots of time to brainstorm. So, we were brainstorming in the car. My oldest daughter and I kind of feed off of each other when we're in the car. And so we always like, "What really bad idea can we come up with now that'll be a great idea?" And one of us like, "I have a great idea," and the other one's like, "Uh-oh."
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's how the Quilted Summit happened, about halfway to Utah.
Halfway.
Now,
That's fun.
did I read on the website that, it's free, but you can subscribe to it or something so you can watch it on your own time?
Correct. So it is free for the 2 days that it is available, but then
Okay.
you can get an all access pass, um, so that you can watch it for lifetime. If you're an all access pass holder, you get to watch it whenever you want, and if you're, you know, there's a couple of different tiers on that. One is gives you just the video replays, the other one gives you the video replays plus all of the swag bag, because all of our speakers and sponsors give us virtual swag to give to the VIP members that are special discounts, coupons, opportunities.
Okay, that's cool.
Excellent. And you said your daughter helps you, does your daughter helps you with this? Or did
Yes.
she just come up with the idea?
Now, my oldest daughter and I are business partners for the retreat center,
Okay.
and then we also started Quilted Summit together, and, my youngest daughter helps out with graphics or whatever, and, so it's kind of like a family thing.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Keeps you busy.
That's fun
Oh,
though
yeah.
to do it together. That's great.
So, you gave us some of the speakers, for this summit, and once again, it's September 16th and 17th, and then you have the opportunity to, join the Quilt Queens, which is a membership that includes all the other stuff, and,
Correct.
all the other stuff. Cool.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm very much about the community because that is like my favorite part I've moved around the country a lot. And every time I move, I find my quilt people and I have in-person groups because like I said, I'm very much an in-person kind of people person. But during COVID, I also saw how it affected the members of our small group when they couldn't meet.
Right.
They were really struggling because for some of them, because I most of my quilting friends are about 20 years older than I am. So, for some of them, that was the only time they got out and really socialized with other women, right? It wasn't like as a family or as a couple, or maybe they were widowed and this was the only time they got out to really hang out with somebody. And I noticed how hard it was for them during COVID because they missed their small group and they couldn't get out.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that excites me most about Quilt Queens is I have members from all over the country and even in Australia
Oh, excellent.
who participate and like doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter your age or whether you have a disability or whatever, you can still participate.
And so all you need is a computer and internet access, and what kind of a platform do you do the
We are
live shows?
we are on well, our Quilt Queens is on school and then we host the live shows on Zoom.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Cool. Well, I have to say, I was very impressed with looking at all you do, and I'm gonna join that summit because I'm kind of a I don't know. I tend to have more stuff to do than I have time, and then I don't do anything. So being able to join something like that, it will get me out there in the community more, and it will also give me opportunities to meet, other quilters, and it would give me opportunities to learn more about those who are influencing in the community.
Well, not only that, but you have a podcast. So this is a great way to more speakers for your podcast, you know?
Right. Excellent, excellent.
They would love to be interviewed. They just need to be asked.
Yeah, that's true, and I was gonna say, tell us the different types of classes that are going to be on your, summit.
Okay, well, I know Amy Smart's talking about modern quilting. Rachel Barlow is talking about um, upcycling train cases, and she does beautiful work, like how to take them, clean them up. But she usually uses Tula Pink fabric, and it's gorgeous. Um, Julius Rempe Knight is a young designer. He's been designing for about 8 years, and he does paper piecing. So he's going to be talking about that. Amber Aber from the Cheeky Quilters is going to be showing us some collage applique.
Okay.
That's kind of her thing. Let's see who else is on there. I have like 25. Oh, Susan Smith from Stitched by Susan. She's a long armor. She was one of our guests last time. She'll be a guest this time again. She's fabulous.
And you're teaching you teach a class too, right?
I do. I talk about accountability and UFOs because sometimes work is the biggest procrastination we use. We find things to keep ourselves busy so we don't have to take care of the thing that we didn't want to do anyhow.
Right, we
So,
understand that.
Yeah.
right? So it's about having accountability so that, when we're doing a challenge and you're in our community, you're like, oh yeah, they're expecting me to post something about that UFO that I said I was working on, right?
Mhm.
So it's fun. It's like low key peer pressure for quilters.
We need it. We definitely need it.
So yeah, we have a whole lot of Erin from Love So Modern is one of our speakers, and she's going to be teaching about her curve piecing process. So we've got a lot of varied things. Maria, I cannot pronounce her last name because it's Eastern European, starts with a V. But
Okay.
She was one of our speakers, and she is teaching fast, fabulous flowers. So we have
Oh,
like
fun.
no, but there's no doubling up really. Everybody's teaching something different.
Excellent. And we met you in Kansas City. We were at the Kansas City Regional Quilt Festival, and you were traveling from Florida, and you were meeting your friend from Washington, and y'all were at a retreat in Missouri. In Missouri, and so you travel. Hold on, well, that'll come out. You travel quite a bit throughout the year, or was that a special occasion?
No, I really like to travel and I love to fly, sometimes it's just easier to take the car even if it's 3 days because, you have so much stuff. So yes, I drove to Missouri. It was this and that when I drove home, it was a 16-hour straight drive. I left at noo dropped my friend off at noon at the airport and got home at 4:30 the next morning,
Oh,
and
wow.
I decided I'm really too old to be doing that.
Oh,
Um,
I get that.
there's a lot of caffeine involved. And chocolate donuts. But, um, I love to travel, and I've lived all over the country. I've lived on the East Coast, West Coast, Gulf Coast, and I'm originally from Illinois. So, I just, I like to travel. I like to see places.
And do you do traveling mostly with quilting in mind, or you just do other stuff too?
I would say I do other stuff too. I travel with my girls, sometimes my sister we picked up my sister, she lives in Colorado, on our way to Utah. We grabbed her, took her to
What part of Colorado is she in?
southeastern Colorado near
Okay,
La Vida.
okay, cool.
Uh, so yeah, we like to see new places and do new things, and if I can squeeze quilting in on there too, even that's a bonus. So I always try to find a new shop or, something that I could do.
Excellent, and you can go to quilt shows and you can promote
Exactly.
your what you're doing. This is great. I really love that you're doing this.
And once a year, my friend from Washington and I try to meet somewhere. Uh, this year it was Kansas City because of the show. I knew there was a show coming in and I wanted to go. Last year we met in Las Vegas and I took her a featherweight machine.
Oh,
Um,
Ah,
fun.
cool.
so yeah, we always try to find somewhere we can meet at least once a year.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so we can find you at quiltedsummit.com,
Hmm.
and the Quilt Queens is on on the school's platform. So so do you just go to quiltedsummit.com, or can you go to quiltqueens.school, or
Yeah, it's a little bit longer than that, but you could go to quiltingsummit.com and if you sign up on our email newsletter, you'll get information about Quilt Queens. You
okay,
can also find me at Tabatha Smith Quilting, which
that's right.
Tabitha is spelled with all A's. Um, you can find us at CameliaPalmsRetreat.com. So we're all over the
Okay,
place.
that's excellent, and we will put all this at the bottom of the podcast. Tell us a little bit about your quilt retreat center.
So in 2019, my daughter and I decided to purchase a property and open a quilt retreat center. I had wanted to do it for a decade, and it was just the right time. She graduated college. My time was freed up. My kids were grown, and I just thought it was a great time. And so we found a property at the time I lived in Washington.
Oh,
Uh, Found a property in Southern Alabama. I was familiar with Southern Alabama. My dad's family's from Alabama. And so we started looking at properties and we found one in this little town of about 1,500 people right on the Alabama-Florida state line. So it's a little town called Florala, Alabama. Um, and it's a beautiful 1800s, 6-bedroom, 5-bathroom Queen Anne on an acre right at the lake. So it's just absolutely gorgeous.
it is absolutely gorgeous, and I think I probably saw it the first time on one of the Facebook pages about quilt retreats, because
Probably.
you've got the pink doors, which
Mhm.
is really cute.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
the first
great
thing
color
we
pink.
did. The doors were like a brick red. That was the first thing we did was paint the pink doors.
It
And
it makes it memorable.
my
Yeah, it
husband's like, "I don't know about those pink doors." I'm like, "Just go on Pinterest. You'll see I'm right.
does.
Women will love these pink doors."
Yeah.
So yeah, we hold probably somewhere between 75 and 90 retreats a year. There's just most of the time there's only about 3 hours between retreats to flip the place
Yeah,
and get ready for
Oh,
the
it's a
next
lot of
group.
work. Those quilt retreats are a lot of work, aren't they?
We love it.
Yeah.
I've met so many great friends through the retreat center. Um, I can't say that, it's a terrible thing because it's wonderful. I get to
Oh,
meet
yeah.
quilters, and quilters are the best people.
Excellent, excellent. But you are a busy woman.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who always fell for the phrase "idle hands are the devil's playground."
Yeah.
I gotta stay busy.
That's good. Good for you. We appreciate that. So we are very excited that we found you at the Kansas City Regional Quilt Festival, and we are excited that you would talk to us today. And we will put your information out, and we will sign up for the Quilted Summit.
Yes, we will.
And Mary Beth will entertain.
Oh, I'm the outgoing one of the group.
Oh,
Even though I haven't talked very much today, Donna's better at this part than I am, but turn me loose, and I'm
I
a
know.
mess.
I've never met a stranger in my life.
Yeah, me either.
Anyway, well, this has been really fun. We appreciate you talking to us today.
I really appreciate being invited. It was lovely to meet you at the show. I was very excited
Yes,
to see you at the table, and
yeah, and we will do whatever we can to help you out.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Be sure to let people know you got a podcast. I will share your
Yeah,
podcast.
that's
for
all
sure.
for today,
Okay, great.
folks. Thanks for
We'll do
joining
that.
us. We'll see you next time.